my deceptions in the mix. Curly bows through the crowdy town of Hellview, population 96. What's going on, guys? My name's Matt, and sometimes, mainly now, I post videos or I record videos and post them on the internet. I surprisingly haven't been awake that long. It's 9 o'clock at night, as you can tell by the time in the upper right hand corner. Um, I I go to work for training night number 2. So obviously we are going to discuss last night's operation and how it went and how I feel about it and all that stuff. So I guess let's just jump right into it. I guess it'd probably be worth it to tell you a little bit about my training experience for when I started working at Comfort, only because of the fact that there's a woman who runs the night audit shift. Her name is Diane, and she's really not nice. No one really likes her at work, which I know sounds really bad, but she's just an asshole, and she's straight fucking bitch to everybody, and everybody hates her, and she knows that she's hated. Um, and thinks she relishes in the fact that everybody hates her. Um, but she trained me, and it took she trained me for about 2 weeks straight, and it was probably the worst 2 weeks of my life. To spend every night with a woman that everybody hated was practically what you imagine it to be. She was horribly mean. She was degrading. She was just not a good person to train with, but obviously I knew, and she did teach me a lot. As much as she was not very personable and she wasn't good with talking with people and getting her point across and not seeming like a complete and total bitch. She actually knows like the system inside and out. So she taught me like everything I know, and I won't deny that without her I would have been lost, because literally taught me she taught me like practically everything job related that I do. The basics of it at least. Maybe there might have been some stuff along the way that obviously I kind of taught myself or that other people taught me, but I mean, for the most part, she taught me like the majority of the actual running the system and getting night audit figured out and stuff like that. So I can't hate on her too much, but um, so practically when I started work last night at this new place, I met the guy that I was training with, and I sat down with him, and we started talking. And I'm not even kidding to you, 15-20 minutes of my night went by, and I realized the scariest, saddest, most realist thought that I just completely ignored and pretended to think about, which was um, not only was there other issues with the night, the guy who trained me was Diane and a man. So I'm now stuck with another dude who's just a fucking asshole, super judgy, thinks he's right, thinks he owns the place. Being a new guy and coming into there and just trying to learn, they're super nice to you and they act like you're the good guy because, you're the new one. Um, but you could tell that they like hate on and practically degrade everybody they work with because of the fact that they, like I said, they know so much, but they think they own the place and all this other stuff. So I was like putting the handgun emoji to my head when the guy wasn't looking at me and shooting myself in the head, because literally all I could think about was the fact if it was like training with a male version of Diane, and I was like, how did I not even think about that? Like, I honest to God didn't even have the thought that there's a possibility that I could be showing up to work and being trained by somebody that was as bad as Diane. I might like him a little bit more than Diane, only because he uses cuss words and Diane does not cuss. Uh, but besides that, the amount of similarities between the two of them were disgusting. Like, really, really, really disgusting. So the night starts off in the sense that I realize this guy is practically Diane, so I'm like, fuck my life that I've now got to deal with this. But I kept my mouth shut, just stuck my head down, went through, got, you know, listened, got done what I needed to get done just because, I was like, dude, it's not the worst thing that it's a Diane. I haven't really pissed him off yet, so there's no need for me to be worried, not really worried, but worried this guy's going to make my life a living hell or anything. He smoked cigarettes, so he took smoke breaks with me, so that was cool. I've never had the smoke break partner. And there were, um, so then practically he logs into the system, because they have to, like, provide you with, the different, passwords because obviously this is a separate company, so I have to have a completely different set of passwords. But um, every like program we use on our systems, have an account with my name on it, so that way when I log into them and I do them, and I do something on it, like it reflects back that it was me that did it, kind of thing. And so the fact that I don't have any passwords set up for this new job means that I can't actually log into the system, which means I'm just these first 2 nights I'm literally just sitting there and watching. Which, okay, my job won't allow you to sit for 8 hours and do nothing, and be paid for it. So I can only stay until night audit's over, and then I have to leave, which is about 3 in the morning. And well, actually last night it was about 4:30 because obviously the guy I was training with was like the manager, so he's not the manager, he's just a day shift guy, but he's like the head day shift guy, and that's why they get this like la di da, like I have more power than everybody else in this hotel business kind of thing, because he's like head dude, but he's really just he's got the same job title I do. Like there's nothing in his life that says that he's higher quality than me besides the fact that he probably just makes more than me. Um, so he practically he's just logged into the system and he's just showing me, how it works. Well, their system is not only completely different, which I said this going in. I knew that Holiday Inn's system was completely different, and literally in yesterday's video where I talk about beforehand going to the job, that I've been told by everybody I know who's ever touched both systems that that system is like impossibly hard because of how fucking different it is. And when I saw it for the first time last night, I sat there for 4 hours, and in my head I kept going, what the actual fuck? The night audit on that side is not easier. It's like 10 times harder because of the 10 times more steps you have to take to get to the same process that I do. But it's just the fact that their program isn't a simple click and take you right there. It's a click this, now drag here, now go here and go and click through here, now drag through this list and find this one very specific number and then click on that, and then go to this program and open this program up. Now link those two programs together and make sure this one sends the information over to this one. Then you got to drag down this menu over here and you have to click on this number over here. Okay, then the date, you have to change the date from this date over to this date. Then you have to make sure that it's compressed and put into a specific format so that it can get sent to the email system. And it's just like, literally, my system is a one-click system, and it does all of that for you. So Comfort Inn, thank you. Thank you for actually fucking caring about your employees. Holiday Inn, go fuck yourself. So besides the fact that I'm working with a person who reminds me of the person I hate the most from my work, um, I'm using a system that looks like fucking coding to me. It's like ones and zeros. I have no idea how I'm supposed to do anything in that system. Like, my system at Comfort is so set up so easily that literally anybody can figure it out. You look at this main screen, and right in front of you it says words like check in, or arrivals, or in house, or departures. Like, these are things that the words themselves pretty much explain what you're gonna see when you fucking click on it. There are just letters on the new system at Holiday Inn. That's literally all it is. It just has like P or S. And literally, they don't make any sense to be what they are. The system, my head is just so fucking lost by how hard and confusing the system makes my head. I practically was told for my third reason why it's a problem, why I had a problem. I was practically told that this is how it happened with me. I got to work one day. Well, actually, the couple days before I got to work, the girl who was working texted me and told me that there was a job of or an opening available for night out at the Holiday Inn because it's owned by the same people, and she was like, "It's in our like work messages," but I wasn't gonna get it for a couple days, so she was just nice enough to send it to me to be like, "Hey, like I'm sure this probably will interest you." So I was like, cool. So I waited until I got to work last weekend. I looked at the message to figure out exactly what it said, and literally it just said there were a couple days available at the Holiday Inn. And I never saw my district manager all weekend, so I never got to say anything to her about it. And I figured I'd call her. Well, then I wasn't gonna have a New Year's, so my New Year's week I was enjoying it, having a good week. And she calls me on Monday and she says like, "Hey, do you want to work over at the Holiday Inn?" And I say sure because like again, I know that from another person that talked to her about it that there were 3 days up 1 to 3 days available, and um and that uh practically what would happen is I thought that I was going to be placed onto full time, just like I said in yesterday's video. Like, okay, like this is, I'll be able to pick 2 days, and then I'll be able to actually go and, you know, work a normal shift, normal time frame of shift, I should say. But no, what was happening is there's a guy there that's going to be retiring in 3 months, and right now they only have one day available. So they have a guy who works second shift all week have to work one day on Wednesday on third. So they want to replace him first. So what would happen is I would be trained. Then once I'm okay to be on my own, then I would be able to um work that Wednesday for that guy. So I'd only be moving to 4 days a week instead of the full 5 days a week. Then, in 2 months or so after, after by the time I switch over, and then a couple months go by, and that guy's Social Security kicks in, so which he can then retire. Um, that's when I will then have to take both of his days. So the woman that told me it was 1 to 3 days completely misheard. It was 1 then 3 days, not 1 2 3 days. It was you first work 1 day a week or once a shift a day, and then you work another two. I already worked 3 days, so now they have it to the point where no one told me a fucking thing, and apparently from what Rosemary made it sound like to him that I was under the understanding that I'm working 6 days a week, and I was like, no, I am not. I'm telling you right now, I will not show up for a shift. If you think I'm fucking showing up 6 days a week, you're fucking retarded. I do not make enough money. I don't have very many friends left already, let alone, the fact that I work in these horrible fucking time frames that make it difficult to have friendships. Um, even relationships, uh, you know, sacrificing giving me 1 day off, you fucking retards. Give me more money, maybe, and it'd have to be a big chunk. You double my pay, I'll fucking work 6 days a week, but I am not making less than that. Um, but, so that really, really pissed me off last night hearing that. But the only goodish thing is naturally they, like I said, they won't want to pay you to sit there for the entire night and do nothing. Since I was just sitting there and watching, and night audit gets ran at like 2:30 in the morning. So once night audit's run and it's done, it's usually like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. And at that point, there's really no need for me to stay there because all the morning stuff is just like switch out coffee and or make coffee and maybe a checkout or two. But I mean like literally nothing that hard. Plus everything else in the beginning was confusing enough watching, let alone trying to understand how to do that as well. But I guess in time, right? But hey, guys, I'm gonna go. I only have like 30 minutes left. I'm gonna go watch a YouTube video before I gotta go inside and get ready for work. So hopefully you guys like this video. If you did, a like would be much appreciated. If you're new to the channel, you should subscribe by clicking on that icon over here. By the time I'm switching things up, it's over here this time. But yeah, you want to click on that right over there, and then you can subscribe to the channel. But then if you just click over here on this video here, these are the playlists for the videos that we've posted so far for 2022. So I'll talk to you guys tomorrow, and tomorrow's my next day off. So, and then back to comfort, which I'm excited about because I'll be using the system I know how to use. Yes! Goodbye.